Hi, I'm Bridget Moran.
And I'm Amelia Spilger.
Welcome to Farmers Market Today,
where each week we'll take you to a different farmers market in a different region of the U.S.
Today we're going to introduce you to our very own farmers market here in San Rafael, California, in the shadow of the spectacular Frank Lloyd Wright Center.
We'll visit Little Organic Farms, where we'll introduce you to David Little, one of our innovative farmers who's dry farming out in Tamales.
Finally, you'll meet a local, trend-setting chef who will show us a fabulous new recipe that will impress your family and friends. So, how's
Beautiful
things,
display.
Flower Child?
Going really well. Yeah, couldn't be better actually.
So we're very proud of the fact that, where did you start?
Well, we got our start about 8 years ago, and my wife was working for Levi at the time, and she was a designer for about 17 years, and on 9/11, she got the last ferry boat back across the bay because they'd closed down the bridges. And that day she kind of made a decision in her head about the fact that she didn't want to be that far away from her family any longer. You know, if there was an emergency, she couldn't get home. And she decided that she wanted to do something a little bit different. And a couple of months later, she came back and decided that she wanted to bake. She started developing dessert recipes. And I told my wife that anything that she could bake, I could sell. We were able to do a couple of things with the farmers markets, and that was not only bringing out 1 or 2 products at a time, but we could also bring out a trial product, find out what customers' reactions were to it. And that's when we found out about things like celiacs or gluten intolerance and things along that line. And that is now probably 50% of our business.
This is an exciting place for you to be because I think traditionally you don't like gluten-free, wheat-free items.
No, I'm not a big fan.
No, we have, because Leah in our office is gluten-free, and so you've been skeptical of some of our desserts that we brought in, but
We'll get
and
you a
this
little
is
sample here.
gluten-free?
That is
ballgame.
wheat-free, gluten-free.
Good job getting us free samples.
yeah, I know. Do you see that entree?
Yes, that was so well done.
I know.
This is lemon coconut. It's like lemon bar meets macaroon.
Oh my God. This is wheat-free.
That is wheat-free, gluten-free. Generally, wheat-free and gluten-free, it's quite dense, and a lot of people have had bad experiences with it. So when we sample here at the market, some people go, no, I tried that once. And they go, no, ours is different.
Okay,
And
can you make chocolate taste this good?
Oh yeah, we do.
I think you should have to make me taste it.
This
And this
right-
is gluten-free?
This is wheat-free, gluten-free. This one's made with Scharfenberger chocolate and brown rice flour as the base, but it's Scharfenberger with brandy and espresso. We call it the little black dress.
Oh my God.
The little black dress.
Right. The little black dress. We have the strapless, which is lemon coconut filled with chocolate. There's the bikini, which is a macaroon cake. We call it that because it's cute, it's small, but it's not for everyone.
You've done it.
Yes.
This is gluten-free that I like. I've never
Found
liked
one.
a gluten-free.
She's never liked one.
Thank you.
Very good. Hey, Annabelle.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah. So how's everything in West Marin?
Oh, it's just fine. We had a little bit of rain, lots of lightning last night, which we never get. We were like, what is that?
Wild.
Yeah, it was.
So when you walk into your booth, it's a lot of green.
Yes,
Does that have anything to do with the climate?
it does. We're on the coast, and so we have the perfect climate for growing lettuce all summer long. And that's very hard in the rest of California when you get away from the coast. It's too hot. So that's our niche.
What varieties of greens do you have?
We
looks
do a
abundant.
lot of the lettuces, the romaine hearts. We do frisee, we do spinach, arugula.
What is broccoli rab?
Broccoli rab is actually a relative of the turnip. This is the top. It doesn't make a turnip, but it's pretty closely related. So it's a mustardy type green. It's kind of spicy, but also a little bit sweet. And then it makes this flower head like a broccoli does, which all the brassicas do.
But
And
it's
that's why
more-
they call it broccoli rab. The classic dish is this, sautéed with hot pepper flakes and sausage with orecchiette pasta.
This frisee. Beautiful.
Yes.
And you just use this in a salad, or?
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah.
a classic French salad ingredient. It is very well blanched. You know, normally, and we have special caps that we put on the frisee to keep the light off so that it would be less dark green. No more photosynthesis, which makes it less bitter and more tender. They're blanched, meaning from the word for white, blanche.
Okay.
They are whitened, but they're not blanched in boiling water, no.
There we go.
No.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Our wash water, we use vinegar instead of chlorine.
Oh, that's awesome, because most even organic salad mixes that you get in the grocery store use a tiny bit of chlorine, right?
Yeah, they have to. Yeah, some form of antibiotic, but we use organic vinegar, which is really good.
Eight to 10,000 people come on a Sunday. And what's happening is that's growing every week, especially with the food movement that's occurring throughout the country. And now with Washington, D.C. having its own market across from the White House, more and more people want to know where their food comes from. What do you got here today?
A little bit of peppers, zucchini, garlic. Did you have a question about garlic?
You know what? I did want to know about garlic. It doesn't grow out of the ground like this.
Yes.
So it comes out of the ground green, or?
Comes out of the ground with the papers around it and a little bit dirty. And then we lay it in the greenhouse and it dries.
How long?
A couple of months. And the garlic we grow is called Music. It's a Russian garlic, M-U-S-I-K.
What's different about it?
Well, first of all, it tastes great. But then we wanted to grow something with large cloves so chefs could cut them up easily.
So have you ever tried the spearmint sugar?
I haven't tried the spearmint sugar. I've tried the lavender.
Taste that. So imagine that in a mocha. And now you've got spearmint.
That's amazing.
Another value-added product, we distill the rose petals and make authentic rose water. A still is like a gigantic steamer in a sense. That's how it begins. So this is a huge steamer. There's a rack in here, and underneath there's water. So we might start with rainwater or distilled water, and we pack in maybe 30 pounds of fresh plant material. Then you light the fire, the water boils, and the steam starts coming up through the plant material. And it takes about an hour to really build up a head of steam. And this is the only place the steam can escape. And as the process happens, the essential oil is suspended in the vapor, in the steam. The steam comes out of the retort into the condenser, where the steam is cooled, condenses back into fluid, and collects here on the other side. So what's in here, this is called hydrosol, and it has a certain percentage of essential oil suspended in it, and that is what's in the bottle. And then above that scant percentage of essential oil, more essential oil begins to separate and collect here on the top. That bright line is pure essential oil, just the way that cream floats on milk. That's the way. And so we take that and I pull it off with a little glass rod, and that's what's in this bottle. So every time you distill, you get a few quarts of the hydrosol and a few drops of essential oil. And so we have a line of essential oils and hydrosols that we grow on the farm.
If you compared apples to apples, conventional apples to conventional apples, not organic apples to conventional apples, you would find most times that the farmer's market is the cheapest place to buy your products. At the very beginning, I don't think we had like 1 or 2 organic growers, and now this market is 40% organic. That's huge. You know, a lot of people assume that the whole market is organic, and it's not. It's 40%, which is a big boom from even 5 years ago, where it was probably around 10%. It started off real slow, real small, and now it's up to 500 markets in the state of California, 5,000 in the country, and growing strong. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Fine. What can I do for you?
So you're a rancher, right?
I am.
You are, and you're out in West Marin?
In Nicasio, West Marin.
So, rancher, beef, cows?
No, I don't have any cows.
No cows!
No cows.
So what kind of meat do you have?
We
if it's not beef?
raise pigs and rabbits and sheep. We have quail, a limited amount of quail. And so we sell mostly to restaurants, but I come here to the farmers market on Sundays.
Can you show us some of your products?
Sure. So this is the quail.
Wow.
These are, we processed them yesterday, so they're nice and fresh.
And why are they in a Ziploc bag?
Well, these are processed by us on our ranch, and we are allowed to do that under a state exemption for poultry. And any poultry, such as quail or chickens or turkeys or ducks, there is a California state exemption that allows you to process them on the farm.
Can we see, do you have lamb? Can we see all the others?
There's no lamb. I have some pork chops.
Those are big pork chops.
These are big, beautiful pork chops. They've got lots of nice marbling. Pork was never intended to be the other white meat. You should have full-fat pork chops. That's what they are. That is the whole point of the pig. They're built for comfort, not speed. And the marbling and the fat is an integral part of what pork should be.
Where are these processed, Mark?
These are, well, the pork, because it is a hoofed animal, a large animal, and not poultry, I am only allowed to sell packaged pork. I cannot open it. It has to be packaged at a USDA plant.
Mr. Potato Head himself.
Dry farm potatoes.
David, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. Potatoes, purple potatoes.
Yeah.
What's the difference in taste?
The purple potatoes, both varieties, the Peruvian and the all blue, seem to be a little drier, but they have a nice, sweet, kind of earthy flavor.
I hear you make a red, white, and blue potato salad.
Yes. Did you put it in your cookbook?
We did.
We did.
So yeah, and we use the red, and we use the white rose, and we use the all blue, or the purple Peruvian.
Is that your white rose?
Yeah.
Can you really tell all those different potatoes apart?
Yep.
That's amazing.
Look at that.
With my eyes closed.
Ah! Beautiful.
You would think potatoes would be simple and boring, but how many varieties do you actually have here?
We have, well, today we probably got close to 20, and we grow 22. Dry farm potatoes. Dry farming on the coast of Marin, for that matter, on the coast of Northern California, as far as I know. It's an ancestral technique. It's nothing I invented. It's been going on since the early 1800s and supplied the gold rush, the 49er gold rush in San Francisco with most of their produce was coming out of this area. The main aspect of the technique is to disc the ground up in early spring as soon as you can get your tractors in. Inevitably get stuck every year. But what you do is you disc the ground, then you plow it, and you get that deep wet ground up and turn it over, and then you disc that, and then your final disking, you attach a roller and you disc with a roller behind it, and that presses it down and seals the moisture in that you've brought up. But we don't know exactly how much water we save. It obviously, one of the benefits is water conservation. One of the problems is we get a lot less yield, but because of it we get a lot more flavor. And they're finding out now scientifically that flavor equals nutrition. I'm talking about natural flavor. What we try and do is save back some potatoes for seed, about a third, a quarter, or a third, and we save those back and we plant those first. And the idea being is we won't repeat generations, because each generation you potentially lose some vitality in that seed. In '94, end of '94, we fell in love with being out in the country and being on this ranch. I went over the hill in Bloomfield and went up to a big organic farm that was there and approached the guy and said I wanted to learn about farming, and we had a ranch over there we wanted to farm on, and he jumped in my truck and says, "Let's see what you got." We went over to the ranch and he said, "Potatoes." I said, "Okay, what do we do?" And that's how it started, and it took me about 7 years, 8 years to be doing it full-time. And I've been doing it full-time for about 4 or 5 years now. We've built up the farm, and that first year we did a couple acres, and now we're up to, we have 50 acres under our wing, and we cultivate over 30.
I have a question as a customer. When I approach your booth and I see 22 different varieties of potatoes, how do I decide
read
which
this.
one? And I say, I'm roasting potatoes, or I'm mashing potatoes, or I'm doing this or that.
Yeah.
How do you recommend your potatoes?
We try and cover all the bases with the varieties that we have for flavor and texture and cooking techniques, so that we go from the real dry, non-buttery, non-sweet potato to a real waxy, really sweet, rich potato.
Which one is your sweetest, buttery-ish?
I would say the French Fingerling is very good, and the Corolla. And the Corolla is kind of dry, fluffy, moist, but it has a really great flavor.
Like your Yukon for French fries. That's my favorite.
The Yukon is really great. It's very similar to the Corolla, so those two are kind of almost interchangeable. And yeah, and the Kennebecks are really well received for French fries also. Yeah.
We're here at Whippersnapper with Bill Higgins, and he's going to make us some potato recipes, right from David Little's farm to Whippersnapper.
We're making roasted mountain rose potatoes with a pasilla chili aioli. And we start with egg yolks, and then we have a pasilla chili aioli, which is actually a dried poblano chili.
Is that just chilies, or is there anything else?
Just chilies and water. Little tablespoons of Dijon. And then we have red wine vinegar over here. And then for a little insurance, we put in a couple cubes of white bread. Half a tablespoon of chopped garlic.
Holy moly.
A half a tablespoon.
Yeah.
That wasn't...
That's a little bit more, don't you think?
And then we're going to puree that in the RoboCoupe. And then we have soybean oil here. So you just want to kind of stream this in.
So are you eyeballing this as you're going? What are you looking for?
Now, I'm looking for consistency, a tightness in there that's enough to hold up to a potato. So it's something that can stay on the potato when you dip it in.
Oh, look at that. I'm really hungry.
Delicious. You want
Smells
to try
great.
it?
Yes,
Let's have
please.
it. Do you want one, Amelia?
I would love one. We're not double dipping Bridget's.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
That's really good, Bill.
Thank
you.
Bill.
Very popular here at the restaurant. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to roast the mountain rose potatoes here at Whippersnapper. I'm going to take these onions and we're going to slice them very thin.
I used to work in a restaurant, and when I'd have to chop onions, the owner would tell me that the crying was cleaning my eyes out.
So these mountain rose potatoes have been blanched off in boiling water.
For how long?
Till they're cooked.
Till they're cooked.
I mean, till they're
Till
pretty
they're
much
tender.
cooked
Stick a
through.
fork in it.
Not too cooked, because then they won't stay firm when you want to dip them in the aioli. So then we're going to take these and we're going to put them in with the onions. Toss them up, add a little bit of salt. And some garlic, a touch of garlic.
You like garlic.
Not much garlic, just a little bit. There's a few herbs that go really good with potatoes, and one of them is rosemary. So I put a little rosemary with them also.
And you get that at the market.
And I get that at the beautiful San Rafael Farmers Market each Thursday, where my restaurant gets 80% of the produce that we use here at Whippersnapper.
80% of your produce comes from the market.
That's right.
That's amazing.
So then we got the rosemary in there, very perfumey. Smell that?
Yes.
Very perfume coming off the rosemary there. The onions are giving us nice flavor. And we're going to place them in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 10 minutes. And here's how we serve the potatoes here at Whippersnapper with the pasilla chili aioli and the roasted mountain rose potatoes.
Well, that's all we can fit into today's program.
We invite you back next week when we explore another farmer's market in a different region of the U.S.
We'll find out what makes each market different with its unique regional specialties.
So come on back next week for Farmer's Market Today.